Hello there, everyone. Hope you are well on this Friday afternoon, heading into a weekend, so you never know what's going to break loose, right? I've been having this feeling, I've been getting a feeling that something else big is going to happen soon. And I know I'm going to have the comments that say, oh, you're saying something big has happened. Because it does something big happens often. I mean, think about it. It happens. We have all kind of things just in the last couple of years, just since January, a lot's going on. If you really think about it, I mean, really think. And so I'm going to go over some things that are making me, bear with me and, try to explain why I believe that. Trump's been talking a lot. I was listening to him as I was driving around today, and some of the things he was saying, and if you just observe, keeping up what's going on, not just here in the United States, but around the world. I'll go into that. I also have a couple of really good stories that I believe that are positive. And so I'll go into that here in a minute. I also have a terrific passage from Revelation, the book of Revelation. I don't read from that a lot, but I will go to that again. It's a good one, so stay tuned for that. First, I'm going to start off with the really kind of positive things. First, I saw a little clip that said that the USDA Secretary, Brooke Rollins, is saying that vaccines are off the table in the fight for lower egg prices. Now, I know I've heard that Trump administration is trying to do some things to help bring down the price of eggs and food in general, but they're kind of vague on what that plan may contain. But we'll have to see. So I thought that was kind of an interesting little thing thrown out there. Also, Trump said that he's going to cut more than $400 million in grants that would be going to Columbia University. This is over the anti-Semitism concern. I'm for that. I mean, sure, they should. Something needs to happen there. So I thought that was good. And he said probably more to come. Now, Columbia's not the only one that is allowing this stuff to happen on their campus. And I'm sure it's going to ramp up again here pretty soon, if it hadn't already, especially with the spring, with warmer weather coming, right? Before I get to that, before I get to Trump again, on what he was talking about today, I believe that the evil is ramping up big time. And that's broad, but I just feeling it just down at a lower level, especially even in just social media. I know on this channel, it has ramped up, and I've kind of spoken about this before, but here lately, especially since January, about January 20th, imagine. Even on this little channel here, it seems to be, and I believe, and I've talked to a couple of other creators, we believe that it is a organized effort to flood the conservative, the preparedness channels, the homesteaders, any conservative channel that talks about preparedness in any way, or that's conservative anyway, or that's Christian. I think it's a organized effort to flood these channels with negativity, with evil, and just sow discord. I really do. And I am no longer engaging with them if I see that. And the interesting thing about it, and Prepper Now talked about this. If you don't watch Prepper Now, I want to link his channel in the description. A lot of you probably already know him and follow him. But if you haven't, check him out too. Good guy, family man, great knowledge, good channel. Check it out. We do lives together sometimes. And we talk. And he brought up a good point too, and I hadn't thought about it this way, but I believe he's right on this, is that we're seeing, and I believe they're real people. I don't believe I don't believe they're robots. Some of them might be, but I believe they're real people. They come into our channels, into the comments, and they'll have names. Their name will be something like prepping or preparedness or home, and so they're dressing up. They're dressing up like a conservative or a preparedness person, but they're far from it. And they may not say something much for a while, or they may act like they're part of the community, but then it turns. And I've seen that several times. I saw it in yesterday's video, my video from yesterday and the day before that. So I'm not engaging with these people. I have in the past, and I'm no longer going to do that. And I'm just going to get rid of them right off the bat. Now, if it's somebody that a regular, you guys that comment a lot, and we kind of get to know each other in this little community, and we won't agree on everything, that's totally fine. That's totally different. Sometimes we just agree to disagree, and it's usually not on the big things. I mean, little things we disagree about. That's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody that comes in that is throwing a hand grenade and walking out, okay? Or that's just throwing a bomb, just throwing a bomb, and it's obvious, so we're not going to put up with that. So not at all. And for a while I was engaging, I was going back and forth, but then they started attacking you guys in the comments as well. So that for sure is not going to stand. Now, you can attack me, that's one thing, but going after you guys in the comments, when I see that, that's it. There's no warning. They're gone. But from now on, when I see them coming in and throwing bombs right off the bat, I'm not tolerating it. They're gone quickly. So, but anyway, so you may see some of that in the comments. You may not. We usually get rid of them before you see it, or you might see some of them. Anyway, that's just a heads up. But I believe it's an effort among a lot of channels, large ones as well, but even ours, even our small little channels. So there's that, and there's a reason for it. If you don't believe we're in a spiritual battle, y'all think again. I mean, really. Mr. Trump, President Trump, has been speaking a lot about, and I was watching I was listening to it while I was driving, and I would pause it while I'm working, and I go back to it when I have a chance and have a break and listening to him. And I truly believe the man is trying to stop that war over there. That war in Europe that we talk about from time to time. I believe he's trying to stop that. I truly believe it. And he made a comment, some interesting comments. He said that the Z-Man, I refer to him as the Z Mister, is very difficult to deal with. He said the leader of the RUSSIA, the Russ, he's easier to deal with. And I believe that. And I'm beginning to wonder if the Z-Man, he just wants this to continue. He wants the war to continue, because if the war ends, he's like nothing. He's not so relevant. I believe he's a bad one. I really think he's a bad apple. That's just my opinion. But he said he's very difficult to deal with. He said that, and just from the way he talks, I believe that, and I agree with Pepper now too on this, is that, and we've talked about it, and I've talked about it, that I believe that Trump is trying to get the bear, Mr. Putin, on our side, and get that sewed up and get this war ended, so he can focus more attention on the dragon country. You know what I'm talking about. CHYNA. I think he's trying to, which he needs to. I believe that is the true big time threat, y'all. I mean, big time. More than you know. And they play a long, years-long game, and they go deep. They are embedded very deeply in the West. That not just the United States, Europe, Australia, you name it. And they're pretty good at it. They really are. But Trump said something's going to happen very soon. Interesting days are ahead, he said. And he was talking to the press, and he said, the next thing y'all will be talking about here pretty soon is Iran. Iran. He said, but something's going to happen very soon with them. He said, we have interesting days ahead with Iran. He said, we are down to the final strokes with Iran. And the way he's talking, they're trying to come to some kind of deal, nuclear type deal, because we cannot allow them, and Israel said the same thing, and I agree, we cannot allow them to have weaponized nuclear weapons. I agree. Don't trust them anyway. So, and then he said that, we're pushing for a deal. If we have to go in militarily, it will be a terrible thing for them. Hopefully, military intervention will prove unnecessary. Let's pray so. So he's working on a lot of different things. The dragon country, the bear, that war over there in Europe, Iran, the Middle East. A lot of irons in the fire. There's a lot going on. There's a lot being thrown out there. And sometimes it looks, and it appears to be, maybe it is, very shifty, and it goes back and forth. So with a lot of folks, that makes them nervous. I understand. The stock market too. But with a lot of people, this uncertainty, this very uncertain type of climate right now, it can be stressful. And it can make people nervous and anxious. Definitely, it can. So, hopefully things work out. Now, I think, hopefully they will. There's a chance one or some of these can go very badly. And that's when you have the potential for events to happen that would be very bad. Like an all-out WW3 situation. I mean, I don't think that's likely. It is possible, though. Therefore, we need to keep on top of our preps, for sure. Okay? All of it. Much as possible, and much as you can. Work at it a little bit here and there. Don't stress over it. Don't get over anxious about it. Right? There's just a lot of unpredictability going on right now. I mean, let me know what you think. It's not helping that prices of food, especially dairy, especially eggs, of course, are continue to rise. It's like they still go up, like by the week. By the week, y'all. Now, I had to stop and get gasoline a while ago, and I did notice it came down some. It's come down, I don't know, a good 20 cents. I noticed it come down a few days ago, about the middle of the week or so, and it's still staying down. Now, sometimes that'll just fluctuate. It'll go up and down here in Georgia. But I got it for $2.90, I think, or $2.92. I can't remember. But for a while there, it was over $3, like $3.10 or something like that. You can find it here. Gasoline is fluctuating between about $2.79 to $3.07, $3.10, but it has come down overall. I don't get gas just anywhere, y'all. I not to sound like a gasoline snob, but I will only get gasoline at the ones that are rated top tier. Now I get the low octane. I don't get the highest octane, and I like that. I mean, they all have detergents in them. I think that's probably a waste of money, depending on the vehicle you drive. But so I buy the 80, I forget, 87, the lower octane, but I get top tier gas. Your Quick Trip, your Exxon, your major brands. I don't go to Joe's station, and I ain't never heard of that place. I never heard of that gasoline. I don't know. Maybe that's just a big nothing, but that's the way I operate. That's the way the dog operates on that. I'm sure I'll get comments on that, but that's cool. That's cool, though. Bring it on. Bring it on. All right. So share your thoughts. We're on a Friday. We got a weekend coming along here. And like I said, we need to keep our preparations going. I know I talked a lot yesterday about self-defense, security, but let's look at the basics. And for some reason, I've been thinking of first aid. And, look at first aid, even basic. It don't cost that much. Have one in your vehicle. Have it at your home, of course. I always have one in the vehicle. And it's surprising, I have, among other items in my vehicle, I have first aid. I have a inflator, the tire inflator, in case your tire goes flat, at least to get you to somewhere. But I use that first aid kit probably more than anything. Not just on me, but on other family members or other coworkers or other people. You name it, friends. More than you would think, more than you realize. Anyway, I'm going to go to a passage. I'm going into Revelation, y'all. Buckle up. If you don't already have your seatbelt on, buckle up for this one. I started the video out talking about how evil is ramping up. And boy, is it ever. I don't know. Is it always been like this? I just believe, I just have a feeling that the needle has gone up on it. Am I nuts? Let me know. I might be. Revelation chapter 17. Couple of different passages. Verse 13. These have one purpose, and they give their power and authority to the beast. And then down in verse 17, when they're talking about the victory for the Lamb, for God has put it in their hearts to execute his purpose by having a common purpose, and by giving their kingdom to the beast until the words of God will be fulfilled. Both of those passages say they have one purpose or one mind. Some translations will say one mind, or this one says one purpose. I mean, is that what we're seeing? It seems like, and I saw a thing the other day, how all the main media and more came out with like talking points, attacking Trump, attacking conservatives. And it's like they all parroted the same words, almost word for word. Isn't that weird? It's not the first time that's happened. It's like they all get the same email. Say this. Well, where's that coming from? Who's fueling that? Well, I think we know. There's humans. Humans are carrying it out. But I believe it's fueled by Satan. I truly do. And sometimes these demons jump out of some corner of hell into channels like ours and into our lives. You probably could share some stories as well, I'm sure. Let's stay close. Let's more than ever, spiritual prep number one. Let's stay in the Word. Let's stay in prayer. Stay close to Jesus. And let's be safe out there. Be careful. God bless y'all. I'll see you soon.